Alright guys, and welcome back to the Dawn of World Sports. I am the Donfather, and I'm now going to be reacting to NFL, which is the National Football League in America. American football, for those who don't understand that. NFL career-ending injuries, and in brackets, warning. So I'm expecting to see some really horrible and disgusting injuries, which you wouldn't wish it on anyone. I want to add that in before we start. And credit for this video goes to Savage Brick Sports, who has a huge channel on YouTube, 429,000 subscribers. So if you like the video, guys, don't forget to subscribe to them. Also, I'll put the original video in the description section below. There'll be a link there without me in it, so you can watch it and enjoy it. Well, maybe not enjoy it, given the nature of the video. Anyway, I've not seen any of the injuries to this sport. It has been something I've been asked to react to. They are quite strange sorts of videos to react to, because some of them can come from big hits, which everybody wants to see, big hits and big tackles. That's what it's all about. That's the competitiveness of the sport. That's what gets everybody excited. But sometimes injuries can occur from these big hits. I'm not too sure what the injuries are, so we won't do any more talking anyway. Let's just get into it. Let's go!
Well, they're not giving them any deep shots down the field. They're tackling very well, and then the run game has been non-existent since then. What a hit.
There's a bit of a collision there. They went back to the initial collision. He was sandwiched between two players.
The whistles and the Packer training staff running out there. And that picture says,
don't know if he's holding his shoulder arm there in a funny way.
To the head of Finley. You can see he has turf on the front of his helmet on the face mask, which means there was a face plant right into the ground, which is enough to ding a receiver. Hit right there.
Oh, yes.
His face into the ground, which would hurt even more. He is defenseless. He did get 2 steps, and then there.
Oh, it was the two heads collided with the helmets as well.
Up front. 180.
It wasn't too bad.
Haney's pass. Johnny Knox. Fumble.
He spilt that, and you just know that he's hurt himself trying to retrieve it again. He's went straight back in after missing it to try and pick it up, and right into the way of their knees and their feet.
Johnny Knox injury again. It was Chancellor who knocked the ball loose after the
very brave to go back in, but maybe a bit stupid as well. A handling error there. He went right back and bent his back and his neck. And that was slow motion, so you can imagine the force of that.
Backwards, clearly in the direction, Chris, the body's not supposed to go.
At the 27. Morrell. Close to the 30.
I have absolutely no idea who's up there. It wasn't clear to see who took the knock. They were all kind of involved.
It's not an ordinary injury. They call for the card. Here comes the stretcher.
See Bobby Ross, the coach, the head coach is out there just telling his players to go back to the sideline.
Even players for the Lions hurrying that stretcher into place. Here's the injury. 59 is Brown. His helmet jammed down into the shoulders.
Actions that happen.
Couldn't see what happened there.
Another man is knocked into him. Both guys are doing their job.
Bit of a head injury. You can't be.
Someone gets injured.
Spinal cord contusion while assisting on attacking unit. Oh well, he's not got a prolonged injury for life, but it was bad at the time.
Kaepernick. Pass is incomplete and no flag is thrown. John Baldwin looked like he had
an awkward landing, maybe.
Grabbed by Jabari Greer, and now Greer can't get up. Let's see if Greer doesn't get a handful of jersey. Well, they're in man coverage underneath, and there's certainly
it's the landing. He snapped his ankle there, I think.
Yep, there's the pull on the jersey.
Or the lower half of his leg. Something's broke here on his left leg.
They're going to bring out a brace for the left leg of Jabari Greer. And it's not a pretty picture. The left knee and ankle. And so he has not.
Do you know what? I don't know if it's broken. It may look like it got broke there.
Missed was a right hand on the left shoulder and jersey.
But sometimes you can get like kind of hyperextension of the, oh no, that's broken. That's dislocated or broken there. It is broken.
And now this Saints defense.
And he's sitting up like there's fuck all wrong with him. He's as hard as nails, this lad.
5-yard completion when it looked like Favre would be sacked. Now the handoff to Bennett, got 4 over the left side, and Sterling Sharp is down. Sterling Sharp down and in obvious pain.
He's not moving a lot, so that would be an indication that it's a head knock or a back injury maybe.
Packers. And what happens is he's right here. He gets involved in a block. I mean, he's so big and strong. He gets involved in the run play, and you see him there taking on the defensive back. And boy, he took it right on the numbers.
Something is wrong with Sterling Sharp. We hope to have an answer when we return.
I still don't know what it is myself.
Hits in full force, and take a look at Sterling Sharp's head right there. He snaps his head back. And
so it's the motion of the head going back. It's just been.
It's probably one of those deals, and you don't know how serious it is because anytime the neck is involved, you know,
you wonder sometimes when you look with a helmet, it's a bigger target area. Could it cause injuries to the neck and the back because it's a bigger,
but unfortunately, this is
a bigger sort of target to hit?
Anthony Phillips, turn away if you don't want to see this. Phillips' leg snaps.
Oh, you bastard! It's just fucking swung around like an elastic band there.
Broken tibia, fibula. Everyone obviously concerned on hopefully Anthony Phillips.
Here we go, second half. Lindell kicking it off. Hickson is the return man for Denver, and he will field it at the goal line. Left side, stumbles a bit, gets up to the 10 to the 15. Hickson meets a brick wall of Buffalo defenders, and he goes down at the 21-yard line. And there's a Bills player face down there, too. Looks like Kevin Everett.
Now the ambulance has made its way out onto the field, too. So, boy, this is the worst thing you ever want to see anybody have to deal with in a football game.
To have him playing great.
Not too sure what happened there. It skipped between 2 games.
Jackson has some room. One man to beat, and from behind, Kevin Walker saves another touchdown. This is just what the Bengals wanted to avoid.
And Walker, as he made the tackle, had only the one leg to grab, and apparently Bo Jackson, shaken up a bit, has not gotten to his feet as yet. That was a 34-yard run by Jackson, who does not appear to be seriously injured and gets a big hand from this crowd. What a player.
It must be seriously injured because career-ending injuries, it's called. Cruciate ligament maybe damage, which is serious.
The final analysis, he's been making all kinds of plays. He's pulling on that leg, and it could be that he just pulled a muscle.
It's kind of jarred, his foot's jarred in the motion. You'd like a little bit of movement there, and it hasn't. And the knee and the joints moved instead by the look of it.
Stewart with a nice
lovely skip over the top there. Brilliant bit of play there.
He's down at the 30-yard line.
He's knocked out.
And a sight we hate to see. This is Nick Collins down, and they brought out the board and the stretcher.
Well, there's always cause for concern when you see the stretcher or the board come out, but one thing that the medical departments in the NFL do is they do not mess around. They take care of their players, and if there's any question at all whether or not a guy has a neck or a head injury, then they're...
It's been his arse that's smashed off the top of the helmet.
You see here, Collins' head just hits...
Kind of bent it. I'm not too sure. If you're not wearing a helmet, it seems to me that
in an awkward way and kind of
that wouldn't have really injured him as much. I know you need them. I know they probably prevent a lot of head knocks and a lot of head injuries. But with that there, I can imagine if he had no helmet on, that probably wouldn't have caused as much damage.
Right now, the way this game's unfolded, I'd like to see Cobb on the field more. Here is the fullback.
The way they collide at each other, there's no denying that they probably need a helmet though.
As you said, give Cobb, and now Leonard Weaver is injured. And that'll bring Andy Reid out onto the field. Oh, a nasty injury to the left leg of Leonard Weaver.
Oh, it's just planted in the ground,
Weaver, who had a brilliant
and it's been
2009.
It's just basically forced through the leg like that.
Carried the ball 70 times.
And the knee doesn't bend that way,
Over 4.5
and it's went through.
Carry, caught it 15 times, 2 touchdowns.
But he's in pain, the big fella.
Gruesome injury to that left knee.
The fullback, so he could make the team.
They say he has very good hands in addition to being tough. Irvin makes the catch from Aikman. Picked up about 8. Bobby Taylor with Michael Irvin, who stays down.
Here's Michael Irvin. He's going to run the slant. You see, he's going to cover about 4 yards and just come to the inside. Bobby Taylor was a little slow getting a jump on that, and it was the second guy in that got
He smacked across the side of his head there with his body.
Hit him in the back, maybe in the helmet with a knee.
Maybe it was the knee. It's very, very difficult to see sometimes in these highlights what's actually caused the damage, but wherever way his head was going, you could definitely see the movement from the collision of the man coming across him.
45, and it looks like him.
Here.
He's going to come flying by. You see, Irvin sees him, and how comes it just lowers it on him right there.
Game against the Patriots.
Grogan will put it in the air. Oh! The intended receiver is Darryl Stingley. The man he ran into was Jack Tatum, and Stingley was down.
It was a play that you make 1,000 times in a game or during a season, and you hit a guy, and you always expect him to get up. And Stingley just didn't get up.
Tatum's hit turned Stingley, a budding star wide receiver, into a quadriplegic. Even though no flags were thrown on the play and no fines were levied against Tatum, his motives were questioned.
Down to the 16-yard line.
I'm not too sure what he did wrong though.
To Clark again for the touchdown, an 11-yarder, putting Detroit up 14-10 in the 4th. On the play, offensive lineman Mike Utley suffered a back injury. He was taken to the hospital for x-rays.
Move behind Peyton, Jim Brown, and Franco Harris. First and 10. Riggins, flea flicker, back to Theismann. Theismann's in a lot of trouble. And it was Lawrence Taylor who slammed Theismann to the ground at the 42-yard line. The blitz was on. That's not necessarily a good play to have called. And quickly, Lawrence Taylor is up.
He's shouting, come on, over.
And I don't believe Lawrence Taylor would have reacted that way unless Theismann is really hurt. He slammed him to the natural.
A lot of concern from him after he hit the opposing player. He knew it wasn't right, and he's demanding medical help. Usually is a telltale sign that there's a serious injury just happened. This is a reverse angle.
He's in trouble. Lawrence Taylor, number 56, right there. Carson is number 53. But it's Taylor over Carson, slamming, and you see the right knee, the right foot, the ankle, and I knew that something was
really difficult to see that one there, but yeah, extremely dangerous sport. Down to the sheer size of the players, the athleticism and the power of them, the speed of them, the way they hit into each other, and it's not all like in rugby where they're hitting like kind of straight on. There is hits coming in from the side, so you've got to be aware of that. If you've managed to get through, there could be someone coming across here, and maybe you're going down, and a lot of them are getting across the side of the head. There's head knocks, there's knees to heads, really, really dangerous stuff. You don't wish serious injuries on anyone, but it is the nature of the beast, really, isn't it? I mean, you can't water this sport down, because what you do when you do that is you lessen the joy in it, really. I mean, people go to watch it because it's so physical, because it's so hard hitting, and just sometimes you're going to get some really serious injuries. Nobody goes out to necessarily hurt the opponent in terms of put them in hospital, but you certainly go on the field to be the better man and get that ball and either stop a play or help you and do your bit, in creating a play and attack. And if that involves going through a man, that involves going through a man, and that's what's great about the sport. Those big hits are ferocious at times. The ones with the legs, I mean, momentum. So a lot you see it time and time again with sports, particularly sports where you're tackling in the lower half of the, well, in the legs. a lot of sports like rugby, where they're tackling around the upper body, not so much through the legs. You don't see it just as much maybe, but when the foot and the studs jar in the surface and all that's left is the sort of to move is the joint, the knee, and somebody goes straight through it. You've seen it with the big guy that was playing and he was getting carried off. I think he was wearing the green top. That leg's got no other option other than to go backwards through the bend of the knee. It doesn't go like that where it's going to bend, and it sets other way. So it's went back the way like that, and that's a serious injury at the end of the day. He was hurt. That's not the sort of guy that's going to go off the field lightly. You're only going to get him off if he's injured. So as I said, really serious stuff. You don't want to see anybody getting really serious injuries. You want to see them going into each other as hard as they can, as physically as they can, for our entertainment at the end of the day, but still be fit and fresh to play the next game when it comes around. Thanks very much for the requests on these videos. It's really appreciated. If you've got anything else you'd like to see me reacting to, please feel free to drop a comment in the section below as to what that is. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and smash the notifications bell on right now so you do not miss any of my future uploads on this channel. There's going to be loads of cool stuff to come. And also check out our social media platforms in the description section below and other ways in which you can help fund and support the channel, such as Patreon and our Get Us to Oz one-off donation thing, where we're going to be doing an AFL vlogging trip in Australia for our first sports vlogging trip that we've ever done on the channel. All donations would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. I am the Donfather. This is the Dawn of World Sports for raw, unfiltered, unadulterated reactions. Thanks again, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.